tell us about filming your final season with us, Henry.
Goodness me. Thank you very much, everyone.
6.5 hours later.
Fucking move! Let's fucking move!
Let's have some violence.
Yeah, I know. I'm definitely late to the party on this one, but here we are. You know, truly, there are many franchises that have fallen from grace. Yeah, and then there's some that just sting a little bit more than others. Truly, none has fallen harder from grace than The Witcher. Which neatly brings us back to our next episode of Amazon versus Wish. One of the best layups and the biggest fumbles that you could have ever imagined from Netflix. One of the biggest stars that you could have ever seen who loved the source material and who respected it with a great set of dialogue and a great set of cast and crew that could have made this a phenomenal show. One that could have rivaled Game of Thrones. So what the hell happened?
Where's Siri?
He's looking for Siri. I need to find Siri. Where is Cirilla? Have you seen Cirilla? Siri!
Yeah, well, fuck you too, sister.
Today isn't your day, is it?
No, it's not our day. It's not our day at all. Season 1, for the most part, was well received by fans. You had a cast and crew that was doing everything in their power to stay respectful to the source material, and no one was more respectful to the source material than Henry Cavill.
Yeah, so do you correct people?
I don't necessarily effusive about getting the being loyal to the source material. Let's put it that way.
Now, is there anything ever wrong with that? Of course not. Unless you got a showrunner that's a complete and utter retard. And then when it comes to it, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but let's face it, no I don't. I love this shit. Speaking of somebody that didn't like this at all was Andrei Sapkowski, the writer of the Witcher books. Sapkowski would make his own personal visits to the set where he was treated, and in his own words, was treated like a common nobody who would even give them tips and notes, who decided to do nothing at all because they completely ignored him. And completely ignoring a legal agreement that he authorized, he gave himself no executive control over the showrunners of his own work.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
No, it didn't. And even including from former showrunner Beau DeMayo, they intentionally threw out Sapkowski's work and even his notes that he wanted to see on screen. I mean, I don't know how hard it is to do a dark, gritty sci-fi fantasy show that's like predominantly by males, but when you have a cast of writers and producers that look like this, what kind of mediocre slop do you think you're gonna get? And thus, with season 1, we have one of the greatest memes that was ever created.
Fuck. 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 Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Well, as it was, season 1 was predominantly still well received. Let's see what they've learned from season 2. Maybe they will learn a lesson. Maybe they will try to stay faithful to the source material. Maybe they can keep all of their leading actors. Oh, wait a minute. I think we just need to keep our optimism and see what happens.
Come here.
Yeah.
Gay!
For me, it is all about the books. I'm always of the mind, if it's not broken, don't try and fix it. And I don't think they're broken. And I absolutely love those books.
Obviously, it's a book that was written at a certain time. It was written by a Polish author. And I had a feeling that most people imagine these characters to be white only. I am trying to tell stories where other people who may have had my experience can also find themselves in The Witcher. And that includes making characters have different skin colors than perhaps fans imagined.
Ever mad at a woman, just remember, she's probably retarded. It's not her fault.
Now, obviously, if you're watching this video and you're familiar with the show, you knew that Roach was like his son. Roach was a character in this series. I don't care what anyone says. I'm sure they can screw this up too.
Easy girl.
Is there anything we can do?
Enjoy your last walk across the meadow and through the mist. Be not afraid of her, for she is your friend.
Come on, Roach.
Yeah, given what we've seen so far, I'm honestly not surprised about this at all. The fact that that bitch wanted to turn Roach's death into a joke is one of the most disgusting things Netflix has ever done. And that's saying a lot. But let's face it, we all know they've done worse. As we learn now that the focal point of The Witcher was no longer focused on Henry Cavill, it was then focused even more on Ciri and Cirilla, because Ciri has these magical witch powers, makes her some kind of special person now. Far be it for me to think that the show called The Witcher would be focused on The Witcher. So if I had to sum up this episode so far of Amazon vs. Wish, of Season 1 compared to Season 2, Season 1 was highly focused on Henry Cavill, as we all know that he was the main focal point and the star, and honestly the one who respected the source material the most. Season 2, you were able to steadily see the shift that Henry Cavill is no longer the main macho of The Witcher, and they're going to be focusing a little bit more on Ciri and Yennefer. That's going to be one of the biggest things of bullshit at this point. You're going to be having a show called The Witcher. Maybe focus it on The Witcher. I'm sure nothing bad can happen for Season 3.
It is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
Oh, but little did we know darker things were coming.
Today isn't your day, is it? Fuck.
After being emasculated and put in the background of his own show, The Witcher, Henry Cavill has had enough, and he walked and he said, you know what, fuck this, I'm out of here. But this is going to be before they decided to make a little thing called Witcher Blood Origins, and we all know how that dumpster fire went.
Not about money, it's about sending a message. Everything burns.
DEI has been in full effect now thanks to Lauren Histrich and her band of retards, and completely tanked The Witcher Season 3. No one wanted to watch it. No one wanted to care. It was already heading downhill, and now they knew Henry Cavill was leaving. People were already checking out. I mean, you can't blame the guy. It's not like he didn't try to warn us.
With the shift of the showrunner's vision, where it's an ensemble cast more so than a singular lead, and the perspectives is shifted to be almost more of a Cirilla Yennefer perspective. And so it's about finding my character's place within that vision and making sure that I do everything I can to be as faithful to the source material as possible within the structure set out for me.
Jaskier's gay, by the way.
It's the role of poetry to say what others cannot utter.
I'm gay.
Today isn't your day, is it? Yeah, we won't let that happen.
Knowing this writing staff, they can, and they did.
Fuck.
Take chow down to Chinatown. I'm gonna be ninja. Always do good. I really wish I could. I drink from sippy cup. You know I won't give up.
So this is Geralt now.
My name is Jeff.
Okay, moving on. Now, look, am I going to sit here and pretend that I'm some giant Liam Hemsworth fan? No, I hold nothing against the guy. He was put in an awkward situation when he was approached by Netflix to take this job. Now, let's face it, I guess this is what happens when you can't afford his bigger brother. I can honestly tell that Liam Hemsworth knew he was not going to be able to fill the boots of Henry Cavill, and I think he understands that, and that's got to be respected. All he wanted to do was his best. I know his best was there, and I know he tried, but honestly, when you look at your predecessor and everything that you tried to do, the direction that Netflix just tried to give him was just complete shit. And if you think that he was going to be the star of the show again, you're wrong.
But our Witcher knew no fear. The journey is usually the part that you remember anyways.
That brings me to my next point, the laziness.
They're the same picture.
Nah, but for me, The Witcher ends at Season 2. And I can't even blame Liam Hemsworth for this. Let me know in the comment section below, what did you think of The Witcher Seasons 1 through 4? And to the writing staff at Netflix on The Witcher, I hope you can honestly sit there and ask yourself, was it worth it? Was it worth taking a man's dream job away and ruining the show?
And believe me, working with you guys was the biggest pleasure. So, I just want to say I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss you very much.
Henry Cavill, everybody!
If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you didn't enjoy this video, I thank you all so much for watching. And as always, until we meet again.
Come on, Roach.